Activate your energy.
Welcome to the Activated Authors Podcast, a show where we distill the core principles of what it takes to become a happy, healthy, and productive author, no matter what stage of the journey you're at. I'm your host, Daniel Wilcox. I'm an international best-selling author, as well as an author coach, speaker, and creative entrepreneur. But most importantly, I'm a lifelong student of all things productivity, psychology, and human behavior. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Without further ado, let's dive in. What is up, Activators, and welcome back to another episode of the Activated Authors Podcast with just myself this week, Daniel Wilcox, our usual hostess who is the mostess. Sam Frost won't be joining me this week, and this is only going to be a short one for you guys, because for those keen-eyed or keen-eared observers who have noticed that for the last few weeks there hasn't been an Activated Authors Podcast. This is just a small update to let you know what's going on and what is to come. So there won't be an interview this week. There won't be any of that. As I say, this is going to be quite a short one, and I don't really know. I really don't know where to begin. So our last episode we had, I'm pretty sure, if I remember rightly, that both me and Sam were on the podcast, and we were talking about all good writer stuff and doing all the chats. And obviously, in the updates over the last few months, people will know that Sam hasn't been very well. She's been in a lot of sort of chronic pain that has been undiagnosed for a while. I've been going through a lot of personal stuff that I can't explicitly talk about what's going on, for many reasons. But suffice to say that all of those things exploded, culminated into one massive adventure that has been the last couple of weeks. So again, I'm really sorry if you've come onto the podcast today for writing advice and things, but you know, one big thing that we do in Activated Authors is we share the truth. We say what's going on, and the fact is we can't be writers 100% of the time, or we can't be writing 100% of the time, and life kicks curveballs. So, you know, I've been running the 50k writing camp this month, and for a good chunk of that, I haven't been running it because I've had to very heavily lean on some amazing people. Big shout out to Emmy, big shout out to Eden, for keeping the group moving along in my stead. And I mean, the short version is essentially my personal stuff hit a particular. I cannot say much on this. It's really annoying. My personal stuff basically hit the ceiling, and I've had to 100% commit myself to that because it's one of those things that if I don't do it now, it will bite me in the ass for the rest of my life. So I've been doing that. The good news is things are looking somewhat on the up. I'm being cautiously optimistic at the minute about where things are, and a big milestone has been overcome. So I'm on the other side of that right now, which is nice, which means I'm now at the point where obviously I can sit down, I can talk to you guys. I've been, you know, sending messages to Activated Authors and get involved in the 50k writing camp stuff because we've got a few more people this year that are going to be smashing through that 50,000 word barrier, which is incredible. And then again, very short version. Sam on the 13th of November was rushed into hospital because her uterus exploded and there was lots of blood inside her body, and basically had to have emergency life-saving surgery. So the good news, I'll say this up front, is that she's okay now. She's considerably better. She's on the mend. Everything that needed to be done was done. Was not a nice experience, but she's definitely a damn sight better than where she was. And it looks like things are improving all round. So, you know, again, for people that are regular listeners, you will have known something about the saga since, you know, April of this year. My own stuff since July, August, I don't know where time goes or what's going on. But yeah, we figured we'd kind of share the headlines of what's been going on. And as I say, like, I'm in a much better space at the minute. Although obviously, you know, there's still a lot of catching up on things I've had to push behind. Sam is much better than she was. She's still healing, and that will be a process that will carry on for a good few months. And there's still a bit more work to do, but for the most part, like a league away from where she was a couple of weeks ago. And so what that essentially means, and I'm sure that people who have been listeners of not just this podcast, but myself for a long time, will have guessed, we are going on a hiatus for a few weeks, a couple of months. We're not really putting a date on it at the minute just because we need to get through the end of this year, catch up with stuff and figure out what's going on. I want to say up front that we love doing this podcast, and we have every intention of coming back to this podcast and introducing more interviews, doing more one-on-one stuff with me and Sam, having some fun, all that kind of thing. But for now, we are in desperate need of a break. And so that's why we haven't been recording for the last few weeks. It just has not been any time whatsoever. And yeah, it'll be a bit quiet on the feed for a few weeks, potentially a couple of months. We haven't really decided yet. The minute that we know what's going on, we'll get back to you and let you know. But I do think my heart says early 2024. So yeah, that's it. That's Activated Authors for now. If you want to keep up with me and Sam, as I say, we are over on the Activated Authors Discord, which is a free community you can join. You can tap it straight through to your phone. You can do it on your computer. But you go to activatedauthors.com and just click join, or activatedauthors.com/join, and you'll find all the options to get involved there. And as I say, it's a free community. If you want to jump in, get chatting, we'll still be on there. There's also a premium version which lets you get into live Zoom sprints with myself and with Eden and Emmy and Sam as well. So there's lots of cool stuff still going on. It'll just be a case of the podcast we're putting down for a little bit. So yeah, I guess there's not really too many announcements to give. Apologies from myself and from Sam, obviously, for not being able to keep you updated. It was definitely factors way beyond our control. But that's where we are. So I will say for now, if I don't see you over on the Activated Authors Discord, which I really hope I will, because I love seeing people jump into there and I love getting involved and chatting with everyone. But if I don't see you over there, then I hope you have an incredible rest of your November, December. If you celebrate Christmas, have an amazing time. If you don't, still have an amazing time. Have an amazing new year. And we will both see you soon. Dan out.
Activate your energy.
Thanks for listening to the Activated Authors podcast. If you're ready to unlock your true potential and activate your author career, then head on over to www.activatedauthors.com to find out more.